You can see that, all the ice. Just a little bit of winter left. Right, YouTubers. Just going to try out this mic in this helmet and see if the wind affects it at all. I'm not going to go too fast. Just steady away, tooling down these back roads. There's still a lot of gravel on the roads from the winter spreading, and it's scattered everywhere. And sometimes when where the cars go, the gravel doesn't, so it sits in little lines, especially on corners, and it can be a bit tricky. I've had a couple of experiences a few years ago. So anyway, I was gonna say, when did it all start for me? Motorcycles. I think I was about four, maybe 6 years old, something like that, and it was like a daycare for after school. I used to go to, both my parents were working at the time. So I used to go stay with this woman who used to look after a few kids. And they had a motorbike in the back. Jesus Christ, what they're doing to me road, man. They had a motorbike, an old motorbike in the back garden. And every time I went, I used to clamber up on this old, really old motorbike. And just mess around on it. Until one day, while I was getting off, I slipped off the foot peg, which was just a steel bar underneath some rubber, but the rubber was all rotten away. I still remember it like it was yesterday, and it put a big cut down the inside of my ankle. I had to go and have stitches, and of course my parents weren't very impressed, especially my father. I'll give you his background. He was police. He was in the police, and he vowed that while I lived there, he hated motorcycles because in those days, I think in those days they were yobbish, or classed as yobbish, and of course very dangerous, just as much as they are today, except they didn't stick to the road as well in them days. Anyway, when I was about 11, got friendly with some guys that used to take motorcycles up onto the aerodrome. So I used to go with them, ride on the back, and sometimes get a shot on the front, unbeknown to my father, of course. He used to love it. And then I was doing that for a few years, all the time up on the aerodrome, every spare moment I had. And then when I was 14, my father died. So it left me an opportunity. Obviously my mother had 4 kids to look after, so she sort of like let it go. But she wasn't happy. I mean, while my father was alive, he used to, because he knew I was so obsessed with motorcycles, I had loads of pictures on my bedroom wall. All my friends had footballers and everything like that, and I had loads of motorbikes, man. And he used to bring pictures home from motorcycle accidents, and I think the worst one he brought home was when a guy had gone into the back of a tractor on a bike, and I still remember that like it was yesterday. That wasn't a pretty sight either, but it never deterred me. And so at 16 I started out on the 50cc's, then the 100cc's at 17, then the 125s, and then I got, after I passed my test at 7, I passed my test straight away at 17. It was the very early days of the 2-part test, which it was a doddle really, it was a breeze. So I passed through that and went straight to the bike shop and picked up a brand new RD250LC, a 2-stroke. Fantastic machine. It was the fastest production 250 in the world, and it was excellent bikes. I used to love the 2-strokes, and in fact I never touched a 4-stroke until the 16 valve generation came out, because that's, in my mind, that's pretty much what killed off, or began to kill off the 2-stroke engine, the 2-stroke motorcycle, because they were outstanding. The smell, the noise that everybody hated when you had the power pipes on. Oh, it was amazing. Anyway, here I am now still. I've always, well no, I can't say I've always had a bike, because sometimes work, when I've been working away, I've been away for like a year or so, so I haven't had the chance for a bike in them times, but when I do have chance, I always have one. And I don't think I'll ever give it up. Touch wood, as long as nothing happens. I just thought I'd enlighten you on a little bit of my riding history. Something for me to do on my first outing really. It's not that cold either. I mean, obviously I think it should tell me on here, it's 8 degrees. It's 8 degrees out. It is cold, don't get me wrong, but I've got, for the first time in my life, I've got thermals on a bike. Normally it's just jeans, t-shirt and leathers. So I'm pretty warm, on some winter gloves of course. But apart from that, it's nice. And I actually feel for the guys a bit in the UK, because spring seems to be really late kicking off for you guys. Well, out here it's starting to come. But anyway, thanks for watching. Ride safe.